Hey guys, how you doing? I want to make my point to you, and I don't want you to think I'm trying to be hyperbolic. All right, I'm not trying to be a worrywart or oh my God, the end is near. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But I'm going to talk to you today. I'm going to title this "Perishable Skills" or "Perishable Skill Sets." There are skills that you need to have, basic minimum skills you need to have as a man in order to provide one of the most important parts of your life, and that's protection. First of all, you have to be able to protect yourself. That means you have to know how to use these two guys. You have to know that when you punch somebody, you're only hitting them with these two knuckles on your hand, or you're going to create boxing fractures. Okay, phalanges. The other thing, let me digress, go backwards a little bit. I want you guys to all start to pick up some basic first aid. You need to know how the body works so that you can learn how to shut the body off efficiently. All right? That may sound morbid, and I'm not being morbid, but if, and this is just my personal opinion, if you on a basic level cannot protect yourself, you're not much good to anybody in a critical situation. Now, I will give you some statistics. You're going to possibly be, not possibly, it is pretty much, now it's almost a certainty, you're going to be involved in at least 4 violent conflicts in your lifetime. They may be fights when you're getting picked on and you fight back. Why not be ready? And I'm not talking about every day you train for 6 hours and you're Bruce Lee and you lock yourself in a room and train yourself to death. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that at all. But you have to have a basic set of skills to defend yourself. You need to be able to throw a punch. You don't throw a punch like this with your hand, with your thumb like that. You don't throw it with your thumb on the inside of your hands like that. The thumb goes right down here. And if you don't have gloves and wraps on, you have to, listen, before you punch somebody, especially in the face or the head, you got to squeeze the shit out of your fist or you're going to bust your hand up. And that's just stuff nobody talks to you about. Now, the other thing is you need to know how to wrestle. American wrestling, to me, well, maybe I should, I don't know if I should. All right, catch wrestling. Now, that I have spent at least 30 years practicing catch wrestling. That's using wrestling to cause a lot of pain. All right? Pain compliance is what I believe the police used to use that for, the levels of force, but they don't use that anymore. And there's a good reason why. You need to know what a come along is. So when you put the guy's elbow into your stomach and you grab his wrist and you crank his wrist till he complies with you, and you can walk him around. Anyways, these aren't super difficult things, but they are things that you have to practice. You have to practice employing your weapon. If you carry a knife, you have to practice getting it out of your pocket. Getting it, if it's a clip-on the inside of your pocket, you have to make sure you pull it out, practice opening it, and then putting it in front of you. Knife comes out, you flick it open, and then you put it in front of you. That, and maybe 5, 10 times a day. You need to know how to, I talked about the punch. I talked about the other stuff. You need to know how to get your weapon, a pistol, out of your pocket, out of a holster, out of the middle, wherever you keep it in the car. Is it, all right, I'm going to All right, I'm gonna get a pistol and I'm gonna show you the difference. All right. 9mm Smith & Wesson, okay? Unloaded. This is how you should hand a pistol to somebody. They can see that there's no ammunition in it and there's no round in the chamber. There isn't a bullet sticking up in here that you can't see, okay? This is called the slide release. You just push this down and the pistol racks around from the chamber, comes off, goes in to the barrel, and then you can squeeze the trigger and fire the round. A sight picture. This weapon has 3 sights. You see the 2 white dots, and there is a white dot at the thing. You are going to make a picture like this. Okay? Now you gotta practice. One of the things I do is I'll have guys hold their breath. I'll push them while they're doing that, bump them around, because being in an actual fight for your life is, to be honest with you, is fucking terrifying. And after the war, I'm just dumping some of the rounds. After this has always happened to me, I would shake sometimes uncontrollably. I mean, just be wobbling around. So here's the difference. This is unloaded. Okay? This is loaded as opposed to unloaded. This is loaded and chambered. That means there is a round in the chamber ready to fire. Now, I know I'm going to probably get a lot of different feedback from you. This is, that's why it fires. Okay. This is a 15 round magazine. I don't know if it's, I don't keep 15 rounds in it. I'll probably keep 12 or 13 rounds in it, just because I don't want to wear the spring out. And I'm going to tell you, I had some really bad experiences with the Beretta 9mm with magazines that were loaded for a long time. That's just what happened to me. It happened to me one time, never happened again, back in 1984. No, I think it was 1991. It doesn't fucking matter. I digress. I don't want to lose my point. My point is, I carry a 9mm in the car. I carry Derringers with me. I carry a knife. And all of this to say that you have to be able to defend yourself. And some of the things that I personally think are happening is they're trying to tell you, you don't need a weapon. If you need a weapon, then you really don't know how to fight. Fuck that. We're not all built the same. If you're 5'2" and 115, 125 pounds, and I'm 6'2", 250 pounds, you should have a fucking weapon just to even the score. Do you remember a while back when I got stabbed in the eye? Ah. that was a ballpoint pen I got stabbed in the eye with. It's just, listen, they are culturing, they are trying to teach you that you don't need to be able to defend yourself, that that's somebody else's responsibility, and that's a fucking lie. Okay, so now we know the difference between unloaded, verifiable, loaded, and chambered. Okay? You need to know how to use a knife. You need to practice. These are all things. Listen, you need to have a good grip. You need to have a good grip, and you need to make sure that your finger doesn't get up here on the slide or anywhere, or your hand. Just, I hope I'm not killing you guys with too much information, but I would rather you be over-prepared 100,000 times ready to go than for you to be unprepared one time. I have seen many guys try to stand up for themselves, try to stand up for the women in their lives, and fail miserably. Or be around. I personally, and I don't mean this mean, I cannot handle being around a guy who's a coward. I will cut ties with you. I don't want you watching my back. We can't be bros. We can't hang out. That's just not that's not my fucking DNA. I just can't do it. You can't talk shit to people and expect somebody else to. Anyways, let me just stop before I go off on a tangent. You have to be able to defend yourself. You need to know basic first aid, and it may sound ghoulish, but you need to know basic first aid so that you know where to strike somebody. You need to know how to throw a liver punch. You want to disable somebody without killing them? You throw a good liver punch and you will drop anybody on planet Earth. Let me tell you something, it will cripple any human being I've ever seen take a good liver punch. Fuck out of here. So, and you need to know some grappling. You need to know how to manipulate a joint, even if you just take all of your hand and place it on one digit on their hand and you just snap it off. I think the next 3 years may become fairly chaotic. And I'm going to say this, and it's going to sound stupid, but you can't call timeout in real life. I love all you guys. You cannot let your perishable skill set, practicing throwing a punch. You don't have to throw all your punches at the hardest thing. And at the end, you have to turn the punch so that you break the skin. You want to break the skin when you hit him in the face. You can punch some guy in the throat and disable him, man. You need to know a choke, a rear naked choke, a front choke. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. And you need to have weapons. We're not all built the same. I'm getting older. I don't spar much anymore because I'm not as fast as I could. To get in there with some fucking lightweight and get fucking tuned up. That was a reality check for me because I'm this big fucking guy. I'm like, what the fuck you gonna do, little guy? And he's like, bip, 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 bip. It's like having somebody inside of your shirt kicking your ass. Anyways, all right. You don't ever want to have to tell somebody that loves you and depends on you, I'm sorry, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. Now, I'm not talking you walking around like John Wick, like a twisted spring, ready to go off at any time. No. But if you have to fight, and you're going to have to fight sometimes in your life, why not be prepared? Why not be ready to deal with people? Listen, there's going to be so many people losing their jobs, and they're going to be angry. They may be drunk. They may be high. Who cares? They may think it's easier for them to take something from you than to go out and get a job. I used to fucking be one of those guys. It's why, when I remember those things, it's why I say I'm not really a good man. If it comes down to it, and it's between you and I, and you don't have a gun and a knife, and you don't know how to throw a punch, you don't know, too bad, so sad. So, anyways, it doesn't take 17 hours out of your day to do that. Basic 1-2. Just practice the 1-2 punch. Practice a basic elbow, and elbows come from different angles. All right, practice an elbow. So if they block your punch, you can follow through with an elbow. All right, I think I'm getting all carried away. I practice every day, but then again, I don't have a job. Shadow boxing. Listen, it is more important for you. Listen, all right, I'll give you the drill. Smooth is fast. I'll say that again. Smooth is fast. Fast is deadly. Having a weapon and not being able to get it into the fight is a horrible thing to realize. You don't need to have any of these oh shit moments in your life. I think things are going to get chaotic in the next 3 years. When people that disagree with you think it's okay to shoot you, and they're justified in doing that, that's the line for me. I'm not going to say Civil War, but I just said it. Again, in closing, you can't call timeout in real life. First aid, basic boxing, basic knife drills, basic human first aid, how the body works. Once you know how it works, you know how to disable it, all right? If that's morbid and you don't like it, I'm sorry. Then my content's not for you. But I live in the real world, and I've seen fucking horrible things, man. Can't even fucking tell you. And like that, your life can change. Why not be prepared? You know, I may title this something like that. Why not be prepared? Imperishable skills. Love you guys, but I'm worried about you. I'm not worried about me. I'm going to shoot first and ask questions later. I've been to jail. Anyways, all right. Stay safe and healthy. Take care of each other if you can. And if you can't, you have to take care of yourselves, all right? Spend some time on being able to defend yourself. Give yourself at least half an hour a day. Okay? Love you guys like a Ford and a G-string from West Texas, El Paso. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.